Teddy Feinberg, Brook Stockburger, Teddy and Brook show. It's week 21 of the show.
23.5, something like that.
For those that watched last week, the Steelers did beat the Lions, so I owe Brook lunch. That was really heartbreaking.
I'll take it easy on them, though. We'll go somewhere, have a nice salad.
It's frustrating losing to Brook. I just don't like it. Let's pick it up on the local level. High school football playoffs this weekend. Second round action, or quarterfinals rounds as they call it in these parts. And we have a handful of local teams in action. Now Friday night we have Las Cruces High hosting Sandia. I'm sorry, this is wrong. Friday night we have Mayfield hosting Rio Rancho. That's Friday at 7. Saturday at 1, we have Cruces High hosting Sandia. We also have Centennial visiting Los Lunas. We also have Hatch Valley. They're in action as well. They're the number 2 seed in Class 2A. But let's focus on the city schools here. Brooke, what are your feelings on these games?
A lot of fun. Friday night lights, Saturday afternoon lights.
It should be kind of cold. The weather's going to be
the weather's going to be. It's going to be a good, fun fall football weather. There's no doubt about it.
Cool.
You know, Cruces Sandia is a rematch of the state title game last year. Cruces has an extra week they had to lick their wounds a little bit after losing to their crosstown rival Mayfield. You know, Coach Miller is going to have them fired up and ready to go, and he's going to use that loss to motivate them. Definitely, yeah. I don't see either team losing at home. I mean, the Mayfield game should be kind of close, but they can score, and you know they have a lot of momentum after beating Cruces.
I think these are very hard games to predict. I do like Mayfield against Rio Rancho because I think Mayfield's the tougher team, and I really liked what they did last weekend running the ball, or 2 weekends ago. They had a bye last weekend, but when they beat Cruces, they really ran the ball effectively, and I think if they can pop Rio Rancho in the mouth, I like their chances in that game. Cruces High, I can't figure out if this loss to Mayfield was a blessing or a curse because they didn't look particularly good in the loss. Now they come home. Sandia is a very well-coached team. And Cruces High had trouble with athletic quarterback, Kavika Johnson. Sandia has a very athletic quarterback of their own a man by the name of Cameron Bean. So, little concerned about that game. And again, I think the weather, Cruces needs better quarterback play from Cameron Miller, and they have to find a way to contain Cameron Bean.
Yeah, they do. Keep the bean canned, I guess is the thing. No, real quick, Cruces is a good team, obviously. I think maybe the loss was a blessing. You know, they didn't want to lose, obviously, but it probably woke them up a little bit. And I expect you'll see that on the field.
Now, I just want to say this real quick before we move on. Centennial goes to Los Lunas. That's going to be a very hard game. Hatch Valley. Let's get a state championship for Jack Sisko, who's an old school coach, and he coached under Jim Bradley for a long time. He's a very good coach. It'll be nice to see it. High school classifications. Things are changing. They are moving to 6 classifications, which is just completely unruly. But on top of that, actually, not much changes on the local level. It looks like Mayfield, Cruces, and Oñate are all going to be the same. Alamo will leave the district. Deming will come in. Gadsden, Deming should not be a 6A team, but that's besides the point. Gadsden stays in the district. Centennial is actually staying down. Their enrollment numbers are not where they would maybe hope it would be, or not where they need to be, so they're going to stay in 5A, which used to be 4A, but it will be 5A, and again, there will be 6 classifications. I know this is all very confusing. Brooke, take it from me.
It's not very confusing. Unruly is the word you used. I'm going to say ridiculous. There's no way in the world New Mexico needs 6 classifications. Texas doesn't even have 6 classifications. Pennsylvania doesn't have 6 classifications. New Mexico, a state of about 2 million people, that's way too many, way too many. You're really diluting the product, and you're getting teams with losing records in the playoffs. I don't like it.
I completely agree. I echo everything Brooke said. I am glad our local teams stay together. Hopefully Centennial can get their enrollment numbers up and they can be in the same league with everyone else. Aggie football. They go to Florida Atlantic this weekend. The Florida Atlantic Owls, this isn't a bad Florida Atlantic team. They're 4-6. They're 2 wins away from bowl eligibility. They host NMSU and Florida International, so they're right there to be a bowl team.
Yeah, they sure are. Big 34-point win on the road last week at Southern Miss. You know, Southern Miss is having a really bad season, but still, you know, this team's impressing. They've won 2 in a row right now. This is the program that, you know, got started up not too many years ago. I think in the 90s it got started up. And they recruit very well in that sort of that Miami South Beach area. And it's going to be a very hard game for Cruces, for Aggies to go down there and pull out a win.
They obviously lost their head coach. He was going through, our director's making some expressions behind the camera, which is very distracting. They lost their coach. He was struggling. He was doing I think he was doing some drug abuse. But in any event, he's gone, and they've won 2 straight since he's left, and the Aggies go there this weekend, and it's going to be a good game, and the Aggie offense has been playing better. Their defense isn't that good. Florida Atlantic runs the ball very well. That's going to be difficult to contain their ground game. Very tough game on the road. Aggie hoops, they beat UTEP last Saturday.
Yes, very big. Not only did they beat them, they beat them pretty soundly. and that's great for momentum. This is a good Aggie basketball team, and they have a tough game as you watched Wednesday night against Northern Colorado, but they need to keep it going until WAC play.
They're much more versatile. They have a lot of size. They have more pieces off the bench. I think they're going to have a good year. I expect them to take 3 or 4 from their rivals, and I also expect them to beat Northern Colorado on Wednesday. Thanks for checking us out, as always, at Teddy Feinberg on Twitter, at B. Stockberger on Twitter, our Sun News Sports Facebook page, lcsun-news.com all day, every day. We have to go right now. Have a great day. Bye-bye.